from the 228 area code. Who do you got, Tony? Donovan McNabb or Ben Roethlisberger?
Great question. Roethlisberger with that banged-up shoulder, but playing against maybe the worst defensive backfield in San Diego. And then we go in the other side. This is a tough call, but I'm going the other way. I'm going to stay away from Pittsburgh in this matchup and go the other way. It's pretty damn close, but I'm going to go with the other way on that one.
Yeah, me too. I like Donovan McNabb going up against Cincinnati this week. Ben Roethlisberger, again, still has the bum shoulder, which kind of concerns me, Tony. I'm not a big fan of the fact that Ben Roethlisberger, the throwing shoulder. Yeah, I don't like guys, Tony, that can take that one hit and knock him out for the game. At least Donovan McNabb's going in healthy. Brian Westbrook's had 2 bad games in a row, which kind of, to me, seems as though he's going to have a bust-out game this week against Cincinnati. So I say, from the 228 area code on the text, you go with Donovan McNabb. We're going to go right back to the phone lines, Tony, from the 302 area code. You're on Fantasy Gridiron Live with Paul and Tony Sincata.
How you guys doing?
Man, we're doing fantastic. What's going on, brother?
Okay, I've got 5 running backs here, and I can only start 2 of them. I've got D'Angelo Williams, Larry Johnson, Deuce McAllister, Ryan Grant, and Lindell White, and I really don't have a clue who I'm going to start. What do you guys think?
Okay, so you have LJ. LJ, they're saying, is going to get anywhere from 10 to 15 carries. It doesn't look like Herm Edwards is going to bring him back full throttle, which kind of worries me. I like D'Angelo Williams going up against the Detroit. I think he's a must-start, especially at the 140 yards last week, although they're talking about bringing Stewart back and kind of easing him back into the lineup. So I don't think it's going to hurt him this week. Hopefully this game gets out of reach where D'Angelo Williams has a huge game, maybe 2 touchdowns and 100-plus yards. And then you said you had Ryan Grant, Lindell White, and what was the third guy you said? McAllister, right? Deuce McAllister? I go with Deuce McAllister there. He's going to be the lead back there. To me, it's looking like Williams and Deuce McAllister are the 2 best options there. What about you, Tony? What you think?
I think Williams definitely stands out in the rest. You don't have to worry about Stewart coming back. I think he'll still get to 8 to 10 carries, but there'll be enough carries to go around. I look for Williams to have the big game. I like Ryan Grant in this matchup against the Chicago Bears defense. Not that he's going to get you a whole ton of yards, but he's going to get 25 carries, and you could see the end zone with Ryan Grant. The rest of the guys like McAllister, you got to worry about carries with them throwing the ball so much. Larry Johnson, I would stay away from. Edwards is not a big fan of Larry Johnson's there. It would not surprise me if he gets even less than 10 carries there. So I think the 2 safest plays you got to go with is Williams and Ryan Grant.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, man. Hey, have a great day, man. Good luck. All right, we go right back to the phone line from the 7733 code. You are on Fantasy Gridiron Live right here on Blog Talk Radio's Fantasy Sports Channel.
Hey, it's the Monkeys from Chicago.
What's up there, buddy? Tell me you got to win this.
Fantastical Jets.
Yeah, baby. Look at the camera, baby. Look at the camera. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I see it. Okay, I got a little question here. Bradley, Camarello, or MJD? I need one of them.
You know what? I'm going to stick here. I know that MJD's got a tough defense this week, but I got to go MJD. You know what? I mean, as much as I like Bradley, Camarillo, still at the flex position, I like MJD going this week. What about you, Tony?
Yeah, is this a points per reception league? Because if it is, Maurice Jones-Drew will get a lot. He'll get a lot of catches out of the backfield here. That Tennessee defensive line is stifling. Jacksonville can't block. I look for Garage to have 6 or 7 dump-offs to Maurice Jones-Drew today. So 6 or 7 points before you even start. You got to go that route because if he gets in the end zone, it's going to be Maurice Jones-Drew easily in that matchup.
Sounds good, Tony. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Wait. Well, how'd you do last week?
I won.
All right, we're back on the winning
side. I'm getting ready for the playoffs now.
Nice.
The divisional games, then the playoffs.
Sweet. Well, listen, man. Hey, you have good luck this week. Nothing but the best, and take it to them, all right, pal?
Okay, take care, guys. Fantastic.
I love this show. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. They call this show.
Everybody. That's the good thing about this, Tony. This is what makes this show a lot of fun. We got a lot of guys that join the chat room, which guys are helping each other out, which makes it great. And you guys, make sure, again, you guys can text the program. The guys that are just coming in, don't forget, you guys can text the program right here, 210-685-5098. You guys can also hit us up in the emails, Tony. I'm going to go right to the emails here. And this is coming from Joe Martin. He says, non-PPR, Steven Jackson owner, in a running back misery. No doubt. I'm with you, buddy. I have Steven Jackson almost all my leagues, and I'm hurting too. Playing Jonathan Stewart over Fargas, Benson today at running back 2. Do you agree? So what are your thoughts? Starting Stewart over Vargas. To me, I don't like that matchup, Tony. Again, Stewart's going to be slowly brought into the game plan for Carolina. Vargas is going to get the start, but Darren McFadden's back. Then you got Cedric Benson, who had a breakout game last week at his running back number 2. Who do you start? Do you start Stewart or Vargas in this matchup?
You know what? I'm going to start Vargas. I know McFadden's coming back, but I just think that Vargas gets the most carries in this game, and I'm going to go with the guy again. Once again, it's going to get the opportunities. I think Vargas gets the most carries in that game, and it's a matchup where he could, get some yardage there. So I'm going with Vargas in that matchup. Like I said, I'm looking for Stewart to have no more than 8 to 10 carries.
Now, his second question is a better flex today the rest of the season. Cedric Benson, Vargas, Pittman, Bobby Ingram, Bradley, or Matt Jones? Who do you think? To me, I'm thinking you stick with, I don't know. That's a tough one, man. I like Cedric Benson, to be honest. I mean, this is a guy that, and it's hard to say that name because, this is a guy that's just plummeted but has really looked decent in that Cincinnati offense.
Well, it's all about opportunity, baby. Cedric Benson's going to get the ball more times than any of those guys. He's the only guy with a guaranteed job because there's no one else behind him. So Benson definitely is the play the rest of the way. And I, like you, can't believe I'm saying that.
It's definitely tough. We're going to sit right here from Stuart Molly. Says, hey, guys, 2 of the 3. He's got Chris Johnson, Darren McFadden, Clinton Portis. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I'll be talking to Stu here, is that you got to stay away from Clinton Portis. So the only real options right now is going to have to be Chris Johnson and Darren McFadden because, again, we talked about it kind of earlier, Tony, you and I, is that it's looking more and more like Clinton Portis is not going to get this start tonight against Dallas, which means a lot of Betts and Sean Alexander. So to me, this is an easy choice, Chris Johnson, Darren McFadden.
Yeah, it's the only choice there. We like those. You can bring those questions all day.
We're going to go to James Long. James says, this is James from San Diego. I'm in the 16th team league. We get a half a point per reception, Tony. He's got a flex position. Brandon Lloyd, who comes back. Sidney Rice, who's looked pretty good. Maurice Morris is going to have difficulty time getting into the lineup because Jones is back. Ryan Moats or Michael Bush. That's a tough one.
That's real tough. That's
real
tough.
Now, to me, again, I think Sidney Rice has played pretty well. Brandon Lloyd comes back, but who knows what's going to happen there in Chicago with Kyle Orton. Maurice Morris, again, because Julius Jones is back, doesn't get as many carries. Ryan Moats, Michael Bush is the third back now. To me, I'm thinking that Brandon Lloyd coming back, I think that's his best option. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's his best option, but it's not really a good option. And I could see Lloyd and only Rice being the options. Rice, when you look at that, they're not going to be able to run the ball against Tampa Bay's defense when you look at it there. That Rice might be able to get some one-on-one coverage there. But I think Lloyd would be the safer play, and Rice would be the only other one out of that group I'd look at.
There you go. I think the same way. Again, guys, if you want to call the show, the number 646-716-9118. Tony, we're going to go right back here to the text message. It says, I like these. These are the good ones, man. Good ones. This is from the 562 area code. This isn't even a question. This is a comment, bro. It says, wow. Great show, guys, from Roger. Roger, we appreciate you listening. Thanks very much. So, Tony, let's get into some of the news and notes because this is what the guys really want to hear. And, again, a lot of stuff going on this week, a lot of different things. Let's start off. Matt Ryan is now 4-0 at home and has a passer rating of 125, Tony, .2, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions. This is a guy that's going up against a Denver defense. What are your thoughts on Matt Ryan? To me, he is a must start in every league this week.
Yeah, absolutely. He moved himself, I think, in the top 12 quarterbacks in fantasy football right now. So I think he's a must-start this week. And in most leagues, he's going to be against this Denver defense. The only problem with this matchup is who's going to score the points for Atlanta fantasy-wise, because there's going to be a bunch of points scored by Atlanta. But I look for Ryan, Roddy White, and Michael Jenkins to all get you fantasy points. And absolutely, he's a start. And I'm looking at possibly 18 fantasy points from Matt Ryan today.